Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, welcome back. So today I'm actually going to be talking about my budget planner setup for 2020. Now I do have two planners here because I've actually am going with just one, but I just wanted to show you this one too because if you've seen my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I bought this A5, but then I also got this. So last month in November, I did get some gift cards for my birthday, and I ended up buying a whole bunch of things that I wanted to get and that I just hadn't budgeted for. So when the gift cards came along, I decided to go ahead and buy some things. So I did end up buying this one and this planner. Now for Christmas, my family did get me the new budget happy planner. And because I really like this planner, I decided to incorporate some of that planner in here. So I'll show you that in just a second, but I do want to talk about this A5 for just a second here because as you may or may not know, I did have a monthly deluxe planner from Anconkton. So I did end up putting it in here. This planner only goes through August, so it doesn't go through the whole year, and that's why I decided to put it in here. So what I'll be doing with this planner, because I still do want to use it, is just kind of pre-plan my budget for the month. So I will write everything down here, but then I'll go ahead and actually make it look pretty on my other planner. So I'll still be using this. You probably won't see as much of it, but it's going to be in here. I was keeping it in this Recollections planner, but as you can see, it comes out a little bit more in the Recollections planner than in this A5 here. So I am still going to be using this, but like I said, you probably just won't be seeing as much of it from now on, because that is just going to be just for me pretty much. And so this is the planner that I have decided to use for 2020, and I'm just going to show you how I've set it up. So here is just this budget sheet that came with the extension pack, and I've had this for the longest time ever because how I actually started budgeting was with the extension pack. Then I moved over to like an actual happy planner, and that's what I did for the whole year. I decided to just use this because it still looks pretty to me even though it is old. And I've incorporated some of the things that came with that companion pack that I got as a gift as well for Christmas. So this is part of like the financial page, I believe, and all of this came with that companion pack. So it didn't actually come with the planner, but on the companion pack. So this is just the savings jar, the financial goals sheet, and the vision map. I decided to add this in the front as that is something that I do want to focus on. And then here is where the actual planner starts. You may not be able to see, but I did already plan my pay dates for the month, or not for the month, for the year of 2020. And I will be adding more things here, so I'll add an index here of what color means what. These sheets, I'm not really sure how I'm going to use them yet, but they will have to do with, you know, budgeting and financial goals. So that's what these sheets will most likely be for, but I'm not at all for sure yet. So one thing I do want to point out is before getting these pages from the new planner, I had already set up my budget planner, and you know, not knowing that I was going to be getting this as a gift or anything. So some of these things might seem repetitive, and that's because they are, and I'll kind of explain how I've set it up now and what I plan on doing. So there's just the monthly overview. I've already got it set up because I am planning on doing my monthly budget. And then on these sheets that come with the monthly planner that actually comes with this planner, I did add here my bills originally because I did not have this page right here. But this is how I've set it up. So I'm going to be adding my bills here. This might change. I might still keep it the same. I'm not too sure, but this is how I originally had set it up. So over here, I plan on doing my budget for my cash envelopes, and then at the end of the month, I will come and do my actuals. Same thing for sinking funds. So I have a plan of what I'm going to be adding on my sinking funds, but I'll just come back at the end of the month and put down here what I was able to put for the month of January. And then as far as the budget review, I'm gonna do my budgeted income, my budgeted expenses, and my budgeted total, but then at the end of the month, I'll come back and put my actuals. So that's what these pages are gonna be used for. And then of course over here, I just have a few trackers that I could do. So like no spend, my cash envelopes, and saving money. And then my monthly goals, of course. I don't really know what I'm going to be using this small section for. Maybe like doing some math or something, just calculating a few things that might be used for that. Not completely sure yet, but again, this page might change. This page will most likely stay the same. Okay, and here is how I plan on doing my weekly check-ins as far as being able to track what I've spent on my cash envelopes. So this is how I'm going to be tracking my cash envelope expenses. Now, one thing that I did here was I added each category to each little, I guess, daily, because this is supposed to be like a to-do list pretty much for each day. Now, it actually ended up working out because I have 8 cash envelopes and there's 8 sections here. And I thought, oh, this is going to be amazing. This is how I'm going to do my weekly check-ins. I also added the no spend. So because I am trying to save from my cash envelopes and roll that over to a savings sinking fund, I am going to try to do the no spend as well. So as much as I can to be able to save a little more. And that's how it all goes for each week. I haven't completely set up each page here, but just so that you can get an idea of how it's gonna end up looking. So it kind of looks like a hot mess, but that's okay, it's gonna work. Then after this, originally how I had set it up was these note pages. There was 2 note pages here. Were gonna be my expense trackers, but because I didn't actually have this sheet right here. This one comes with the savings tracker and accounts and debts, and then the weekly expenses. So how I'm actually planning on using this is, first of all, I'm gonna cover this monthly challenge that comes on here. I'm just gonna cover that with a sticker. I don't need those. And as far as this is how it's gonna go. So my savings are gonna be tracked over here because that gets taken out of my paycheck. So every pay period, a certain amount goes to my savings, and that's what I'm gonna track here. And as far as sinking funds, that's what I'm gonna be tracking here. So nothing related to my actual savings, just related to sinking funds. So I'll probably end up covering this part, or maybe all of it, and just putting sinking funds here. Not really too sure how I'm gonna do that, but that's the idea of this page. Just savings and just sinking funds. And then as far as the weekly expenses, anything that doesn't have to do with cash envelopes is gonna go here. As you can see, some of these things actually do kind of go with the cash envelopes. So I might actually add that in here. Some of these are actually things that I do have. So I could actually put the amount on here if I wanted to. And another thing is, I don't really need too many of these pages because the point of everything is for me to be able to use my cash envelopes for the categories that I need, and I want to track those here. So again, this is just something that I have on here for just my monthly expenses in general, so it's not necessarily weekly expenses. So I might cover that up, I might leave it. I mean, either way, it's just for me to be able to track it. And yeah, and that's kind of how I'm going to be using this page, which originally was going to be this page right here. And then the other page is just covered up here, so I'm just going to put a little bit more double-sided tape on this because it's coming off. But it was this page originally, and I had set it up as a kind of expense tracker as well. So then it goes to the next month, and the bill section is here, and I covered up the currently section with this sheet. So then it goes into next month, and it's kind of the same deal, same page setup. I actually did add a note page to this one just in case I wanted to change it up and track my weekly check-ins a little bit different. So I just put one in there just in case I do want to change that. And then again, it goes to the same thing, the notes pages. This is for savings, my sinking funds, and I'm going to be covering this up. So that's kind of the whole idea of the monthly setup, and then it goes to the same thing. So that's what's going on with the first section of my budget planner. And I'm going to move on to the final section here. So all of the months are set up the same way. And this planner itself is a little bit chunky because I added a lot of things on it. So you'll see here. And this is just the last page that comes with December. It's the notes page, so I decided to just add one more to kind of make it look a little bit better. And then it goes on to a few other sections that I've included. So these dividers came with a Happy Notes notebook, and I decided to include them on here because I thought they were really pretty, and they kind of go with the theme of the planner. So in this section, I've added that debt repayment page that comes on the companion pack, and I believe right now we only have 4 debts, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what I'm going to be adding on here. You can track it each month, and that's what I'm planning on doing with this page. But either way, I've kept some other pages on here in case I do want to plan it month to month as an ending balance, because that's what I was doing originally. Now this Happy Notes planner or Happy Notes notebook came with these pages here, so I just decided to keep a few of them in here. And then it does come with this, so this is where I have my savings goal for each month. I am gonna write that down here, and then on these boxes I'm gonna have like that, the budgeted and the actuals by the end of the year. So that's what I plan on doing with these pages. It's just to have a goal for each month of how much money I want to save, whether that's through sinking funds, actual savings, or rolling it over for my cash envelopes. I want to be able to have that view and have like a small goal for each month. And then it just goes into how much I plan on doing for my sinking funds. And there's actually a section that I have just on sinking funds, so I'll show you that as well. This just came with the extension pack that again I've had for a very long time and haven't used all of these up, so I put it there. This is just a pocket folder that I've had for the longest time, and I like keeping some bills on here or pay stubs just to look back at them. And then this is the next section. So this is just the savings tracker that came with the companion pack. I don't know if I'll be doing anything with this because again I'm already tracking that each month, so I don't know if I'll use this, and that's why I just put it here just in case. But then if you've watched my last video on sinking funds, you do know that I wanted to track each sinking fund individually, what goes in and what comes out, and that's what I plan on doing. So I'm not completely finished with these pages. And I still have to add a few more sinking funds on here because they're not all in here, but I just wanted to be able to do these sheets. And I just have a few more pages here just to make sure that I'm able to add the rest of the sinking funds, because I do have 11 sinking funds for 2020. All right, and then these no spend trackers came with the companion pack. To be honest, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be using these for as far as no spend, because technically for me, no spend, I'm trying to focus that on like the cash envelopes, as you know that how I have it set up. So I have like the no spends on the top, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to use these, so I just decided to put them back here and just to have them available just in case. But I don't know how I'll be using these yet as far as what I want to not spend on. And the budget review, I'm actually really looking forward to use. So every month, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and put my actuals for each one. So for my income, expenses, and savings. And as you saw on my January month, I'm going to be doing that each month. So I'm going to be doing like my budget and then my actual at each month. So when I come back and put it down here, I'm actually going to also put it on here for the month. And then at the end of the year, I'm just going to compare and see what month was better than others, etc. So how much was I able to save? I think this was super awesome, and I can't wait to use it and start seeing the differences in each month. And then it just goes into these notes pages that I just decided to add back here that also came with the companion pack. So there's a few in here. And then we move on to the next section, which just has like the bill schedule. Again, I don't necessarily need these, which is the reason why I just decided to keep them back here, because I am going to be tracking this in my monthly. So not necessarily something that I may need, but I put it back here just in case I want to use it for something else. And then I also just have some project sheets back here. And this is just more for when we move. We might actually move, so I just want to keep some projects that I want to be able to do for when we move and be able to use that sinking fund for these projects. So that's why I have it on here, because technically, you know, it kind of has to do with money, so I decided to add these in here. And then back here, I just keep my passwords for being able to go into like the sites to pay bills and things like that, my credit cards, whatever. I just keep those passwords on the back of my planner. And this planner stays home, it doesn't go anywhere, so this is just gonna stay here. Now the companion pack also comes with some envelopes. Obviously, I'm not gonna use these for cash, as far as cash envelopes go. I think they're really pretty, but it's not functional for me to carry these around. They're huge, and it's not gonna be for that. But I thought it would be really nice to keep one of these in here, and then be able to put receipts in here, and then go back at the end of the month, pull out the receipts, and then put it in my expense tracker or in my cash envelope check-in. So one of these might be kept in here for each month. It might change, so I might change it up. Like one month I might have this one, the other month I might have this one, etc. So they might change throughout the month, but I thought it would be nice to just keep one of them in here. If I don't have time to necessarily track it that day, I'll just put the receipts in here, go back to it. You will find out what works for you, and things don't always stay the same, you guys. So this, how I have it set up now, might change in the future. I might find like mid-year that some of these sheets have to go, or some of these sheets might not be working, so I'll change it up. But that's why I like the Happy Planner as well, because you're able to just take pages out, add new ones in. You know, I love the Happy Planner because of that reason. And the reason why I ended up changing my Anconkton to an A5 was because I wanted to be able to add, move around, pages, you know, etc. So that's why I decided, okay, I'm gonna uncoil this thing, I'm gonna put it in an A5, because I want to be able to use it functionally and be able to use the pages how I want to use them without having the limit of certain amount of pages on your planner. And that is the reason why I like the Happy Planner, because you're able to do that easily without a problem. If you don't like a page, like I did here, I just cover it up. You put some double-sided tape on it, you cover it up, and there it is. There's your page. You don't have to worry about what was on there before. And so that's what I like about this planner, is that you're able to do that. You're able to just interchange things, combine things together, even though they're not from the same planner. So these discs, you guys, I've had for a while, since probably the beginning of this year. And I just decided to use them on this planner because I knew that I wanted to add a lot of things on it. These are the expander discs, and they're in rose gold. And yeah, this is what I'm going to be using for 2020. I am just super excited to start and be able to budget in here. Definitely, again, I had planned in my Happy Planner before, and then now I just kind of want to go back to it. I really like the Anconkton as well, don't get me wrong. I do, but I just feel like I wanted to do something different this year. I wanted some change. I wanted to change it up a little bit. So that is it for this video, you guys. If you enjoyed it, comment down below, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. I'll go ahead and leave other videos down below in case you're interested in watching. And stay tuned for more, because more is also coming. Have a fun time setting up your planner for your budget, and good luck in 2020 with everything financially. And until next time, you guys.